activity that you perform every day. This activity keeps you healthy and it keeps you revived. If you haven't already guessed, this activity is referred to as sleep. And today I'm going to inform you why sleep is a necessary process. Sleep is a necessary process because it is important to your vital organs, is important to your mood, and is also important to your lifestyle. First off, vital organs. Here's a quick fact that you're going to want to remember after I explain to you about the brain and the heart and why sleep is necessary to those two vital organs. It takes 2 weeks to die of starvation. Rather, it only takes 10 days to die from a lack of sleep. The first vital organ I'm going to talk to you about is the brain. As you can see on this map, there are different lobes of the brain. The first lobe I'm going to talk to you about is the temporal lobe. The temporal lobe is located on both sides of your head right here, which is located in your temples. And the temporal lobe is responsible for outputting and taking in language and understanding language. Studies have shown that people with not the right amounts of sleep, this area of the brain shows less functioning and not proper functioning with language. The second part of the brain I'm going to talk to you all about is the frontal lobe. The frontal lobe is located here, and it's the blue part, and it's the front part of your head where your forehead is. This part of your brain is responsible for imaginative words and ideas. Studies have also shown here that people with unhealthy amounts of sleep and not the necessary amounts were seen to have not good functions with the imaginative processes in this frontal lobe. Rather, people with both temporal and frontal lobes, they were seen to have better processes when sleep was up to par and had the necessary amounts. The second vital organ that I'm going to talk to you all about is the heart. In a study done by Professor Chandola from the National Center for Health and Society in the United Kingdom with over 10,000 individuals, and they were between the ages of 35 and 55. These individuals were studied over a 15-year period, and during this 15-year period, it was found that people with not necessary amounts of sleep were seen to have a really high risk for coronary heart disease. Rather, those with the necessary amounts of sleep were seen to have a lower risk for coronary heart disease. Sleep can also affect your mood. According to the University of Pennsylvania and Professor Dinges, where he did a study with 33 adults, and their sleep was decreased by 33%. This caused problems with their waking functions and their mood during the day. Dr. Ruth M. Benka had a study on the sleep deprivation and how different people react differently to sleep deprivation. And she talks about how me personally, I could sleep 7 hours a night and have one night where I don't get the right amount of sleep and I react much differently than someone who has random amounts of sleep. And she had a great article on that, and it played into why our moods are affected differently by sleep. The third topic that I'm going to talk to you all about why sleep is a necessary process is because it's necessary to your lifestyle. The first part of your lifestyle I'm going to talk about is your weight. There are 2 hormones that are released from the fat cells in your body up to the brain, and these hormones tell your body that it's hungry, and it tells it to increase calorie intake because it's hungry. Without the right amount of sleep, it has been shown that this process has had problems, and the hormones are not able to communicate correctly to the brain, so therefore it has increased appetite, and it also communicates to the brain that there needs to be more calories when you don't actually need any more. This leads to weight gain and can cause several problems in weight. There are studies shown that link unnatural sleep habits with obesity, and there are studies being done by that during this science period. There are studies being done on that. The second part of your lifestyle that I want to discuss that is affected by sleep is exercise. According to Scott Douglas from Runner's World magazine, and a study that he read about and wrote about in this article, it was found that women who went to bed earlier and woke up at an earlier time were seen to have better exercise habits than those who went to bed later and woke up later. And also a study done by Evan Coulter studied males between the ages of 18 and 27. These males were seen to have the similar functions to the elderly without their correct amounts of sleep. As you can see in this chart, I have different ages and the correct amount of sleep for each. As you can see here, there are newborns, infants, toddlers, and preschoolers and school-age children, which all of them together, these are the ones that need the most amount of sleep. Rather, I'm only going to be talking specifically about teens and adults. Teens only need about 9.5 hours of sleep a night to be healthy, and adults only need about 9 hours of sleep to stay healthy. So these are the normal amounts of sleep that you should get every night to make sure that your vital organs are up and running, make sure your mood is good, hopefully, and also to make sure that your lifestyle with weight and exercise are also healthy. And this is according to the National Sleep Foundation. Thank you for listening today, and I'm glad that you now know why sleep is a necessary process, because it's important to your vital organs, it's important to your mood, and is also important to your lifestyle. Thank you for listening today, and I hope you get some good sleep tonight.